Thank you for staying with us. Nigeria has struggled with youth unemployment, leading policymakers to focus on entrepreneurship education. Now, since 2006, universities teach entrepreneurship to all undergraduates to promote self-employment. An 18-year evaluation showed mixed results, but initial positive impact weakened over time. Now, quality of teaching and monitoring were inconsistent, and the big question is, will Nigeria's entrepreneurship education policy be revised to address these challenges and effectively tackle youth unemployment? Now we have our guest to, speak to us on this. We have Temitayo Olawole Olatujoye. She's a life coach and also a public speaker. Thank you so much for joining us at this time. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Thank you. All right, so now, first of all, what motivated the Nigerian government to mandate entrepreneurship education in universities since 2006, apparently, and how effective has this policy been in reducing youth unemployment?
All right, I believe that the motivation came as a solution to the unemployment, the high rate of unemployment in Nigeria. And these had made a lot of universities embrace the subject of entrepreneurship in their curriculum or in their curricula. And over time, it's been a lot on the subject of entrepreneurship because most of these universities do only teach the theoretical aspect of entrepreneurship without really producing graduates that would actually curb this unemployment at the end of the day. So the problem had been that there is this course called entrepreneurship in school. There are courses called that has to do with entrepreneurship in schools. However, we are not producing graduates that are true entrepreneurs because these graduates are not being taught the practical things that concerns entrepreneurship. They don't understand the dynamic demands of the business world. They only understand the theoretical aspect of entrepreneurship, the basic management principles of business, without understanding the game in the world of entrepreneurs.
Now, speaking of understanding, how does the 5.3% unemployment rate in Nigeria, that's in the first quarter of 2024, compare to the global rate of 5.1%? And, what implications does this have for entrepreneurship education?
Well, I believe that the government still has a very intense role to play on the subject of making entrepreneurship in school a very vital cause. There is a need for full support. There is a need to really collaborate with the private sector. There is a need to really ensure that the things that are taught to the students will really make an entrepreneur. There are five things that I believe makes for a true entrepreneur. First is that it must be a risk taker. It must be a problem solver. It must be a visionary leader. An entrepreneur must be an innovator. So at this curricula is it really driving to produce this kind of graduates, in our world today? That is the question. And I believe that is what is responsible for us still having the high unemployment rates that we have currently, and the surge also moving higher because of the current economy breakdown that we have in Nigeria. So the question to the government is, how has the government possibly helped these universities to actually make these entrepreneurship courses a priority? Even those who are not taking entrepreneurship courses, are they taking those courses as elective? Is it practical enough? Can they? I mean, if someone is giving their life to a 4 to 5 year course, I mean, they should come out competent. They should come out competent. They should come out knowing their onions. Even before they continue to gain mastery on this subject, they should come out being the best at what they do. But we have the opposite of these things. Fine, we can't give the absolute blame to the government. We can't give the absolute blame even to the university structure. But we are just saying that the government should try their best to ensure that, they give the best that they can give to help these people in terms of funding, in terms of providing mentorship programs, in terms of providing accurate internship opportunities for these students.
Well, you did say that they come out worse, even after studying this particular course. And, it begs the question, should entrepreneurship be learned in schools or out on the field? Because you have so many entrepreneurs who are doing so well, who learned under the tutelage of, other entrepreneurs. They were there as, servants and workers under them, and they're doing so much better compared to those who learned, the course in school.
So well, so good. If you compare an apprentice and an apprentice under an Igbo man, to graduates in a university, the apprentice will do so well in business than that graduate will do. It's just the truth. And you see, there is a powerful quote that I love by Peter Drucker. It says that entrepreneurship is neither a science or an art, it is a practice. It is a practice. It's beautiful to understand the theoretical aspect of entrepreneurship, but it's much more beautiful to have the practical, to be pragmatic about the theories that they learn in school. So the solution would be to ensure that these students are able to have, they are able to display their skill of entrepreneurship is also a skill. You've got to have some grit and courage to actually be an entrepreneur. It's not in the wearing of a three-piece suit or in the glamorous look or the bearing of the name CEO. True entrepreneurship is in resilience. So these things have to be learned in the world of practicality. So these are, if the government can provide a structure that kind of looked like the Igbo man's apprenticeship structure, I believe we would have it. I believe so. Thank you.
All right. Now, in 2007, Temi Tayo, 89%, and this is according to research and reports, 89% of students expressed interest, in starting a business in 2007, while 82% did express interest in 2021. But if we're looking at it now, from 2008 till now, or 2012 till now, I beg your pardon, 2021 till now, would actually find out that, that particular interest percentage has actually spiked, because I seem to remember when universities kept going on strike and students actually went out to learn skills and all that. So, but what does this trend, indicate?
For me, I believe that there's this recent surge of entrepreneurs in Nigeria. I've been watching the news lately, and I've been seeing a lot of young persons bringing out their giftings, bringing out their skills, bringing out their superpowers, just to ensure that, they're able to tackle this issue of unemployment. But I believe that what has drastically reduced, what I would say, maybe the interest and also the desire to want to continue on that journey, is the fact that they're not in an environment that seems to be appreciating these gifts or that seems to be helping them. We don't have, fundings are not so much available, as it were, to the average Nigerians, except maybe, they know their honors, well, if you know what I mean. So it's this unavailability of a very good environment that helps to breed a good entrepreneur, a power supply, policies that kind of make it difficult to practice entrepreneurship in Nigeria. All of these things are responsible for the reason why we might have a drop in the interest. And this also, the current economy makes people want to find how to survive. There's the survival mentality at the moment rather than pushing through with their vision. It takes a visionary to actually be an entrepreneur. And people are just dying in there with their vision because they don't have the capacity to get it done. They're just looking for what to eat. Just give me my daily bread. You see that now. So I believe that if the government can truly come to the aid of these young ones, would have it better than it is for.
All right, now speaking of coming to the aid of the young ones, what role does continuous monitoring and evaluation play in ensuring the effectiveness of entrepreneurship education policy, and how can this be achieved?
All right, I believe that the entrepreneurship world is so dynamic. It's changing over and over again, and we can't continue to sit on some outdated theoretical things, teaching them to the people. We can't sit there. We have to, it has to, I mean, at a minimum of, say, 2 to 3 years, these things have to be reviewed based on improved technology, reviewed based on the trends of the time. You see, so it's important that, there should be a body or like an agency that looks into this curriculum, that consistently kind of revamp and consistently kind of updates the curriculum of these schools to fit into the current trends. I believe that if there is a particular agency that is set up to do these things, then it would actually give us a better result.
Okay, well, we hope to see the day. Now, while we're still talking about this, I actually read somewhere about the Finnish Education Evaluation Center. Now, can you tell us how this particular evaluation center's enhancement-led evaluation model can be applied to Nigeria's entrepreneurship education policy to ensure continuous improvement?
All right. I believe that there should be a periodic sitting over how each school or how each university actually run their entrepreneurship courses. There should be this research agency. I believe they should be able to make research globally, a global research into the trends of entrepreneurship in the times that we are in. And also, I believe deploying the help of successful entrepreneurs in the private sector would really, really be of help, to help navigate whatever it is that, the gap, whatever it is that it's the gap between what is being taught in school and the things that are being practiced in the market space. So there should be this bridging of the gap per time. So I believe that this body, if well adopted, if this kind of a thing is well adopted, I think there's this, is it high here now, they're called implementing agency from the CBN, right, that has been set up to actually create these entrepreneurship development centers. And I believe they're doing so well. And you see, if there can be collaboration with such bodies, then we would be able to actually evaluate periodically the things that are being taught in school to fit into the practical sense of entrepreneurship.
All right, now just before we wrap up, let's have your final thoughts and especially how transparency can be promoted.
All right, this would be what I'll say. We can't blame it all on the governments. We can't blame it all on what is being taught in school. I want to speak to the Nigerian youth. Being a visionary is having this capacity to lead a thing, having this capacity to identify an opportunity and stay true to it, having this resilience, having this inbuilt grit to want to see your vision come through. So I want every Nigerian youth to look beyond the obstacles, look beyond, the things that you can have at the moment, and just try to ensure that you thrive no matter how little. Let me give myself as an example as I wrap up. I'm an entrepreneur, of course, that's one of the reasons I'm here. And I tried starting a food business of recent, and it looked as if I moved in that trend of that particular food business, people are not going to really patronize me because of the economy that we are in. But I started anyways, and just starting, I couldn't believe what started happening. The kind of patronage I started to have, because I started to do something extra than the other person would do. So if you sit out there and just believe that it's not working because the government is not helping, it's not working because I'm not taught in school, it's not working because my environment is not supporting me, then you are not going to get your vision through to the end. So my encouragement to you is be a fighter. Fight for your mission, and you will just always see this help come through for you every time. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Temitayo Olawale Olatujoye, life coach and public speaker, for taking time out and also speaking to us on this on One Slot. We appreciate you for your time.
Thank you so much.